Hello everyone, my name is Courtney and this is my dog Apollo. Today I'll be talking about the importance of dog training, not only for your dog, but for you as the owner, as well as sharing some things that I've learned along the way that we still use in our everyday life. What I mean when I say dog training is both dog training classes and also day-to-day training at home in your everyday life. Dog training is not just about teaching your dog things, but it is about teaching you as the owner how to handle your dog in different situations and how to teach them what you want from them. It creates a bond between you and the dog and shows them what you expect from them. When Apollo was a puppy, I was under the most common misconception about dog training, that you have to wait until they are older to start training classes. So we waited until he was about 6 months old to find a class. In the meantime, we did our best learning things at home. Before we started any official classes, Apollo could listen to commands like sit, come, fetch, and high five, but he hated walking on a leash because he was used to running free in the yard. He couldn't figure out lay down versus sit down sometimes, and he wanted to jump on everyone in greeting like it was his job. When we found a good place for basic obedience training, we learned from the trainer Amanda that we could have come to puppy classes much sooner. Training your dog really starts when you bring them home, and puppy training classes can start as early as 6 weeks old. Little did I know that I would learn just as much in the classes, if not more, than Apollo. I learned about how to teach and introduce him to different things, how to make sure he is connected with and trusts me, and different ways to make sure he is a sociable dog with both people and animals. I also now have a trainer that I can reach out to with questions or if he is having behavioral issues. A resource like that is worth more than you can realize. The most important skill you can teach your dog is to sit. No matter the distraction, they sit. Sit is the most basic and first commands usually taught to a dog. Most don't realize that it's also the most important. It teaches them self-control and to sit still and wait for your command in any situation. During basic obedience classes, we learned that the skills to pass the Good Canine Citizen Test that over 1 million dogs and owners have participated in. It's open to all breeds of dogs and is often a prerequisite for therapy dog certifications and an introduction to more advanced dog sports and activities. The test includes a demonstration of 10 skills, from accepting a stranger to sitting politely for petting to being separated from their owner without being upset. Now that I've talked a little bit about the importance of dog training and what some of the classes might look like, I also wanted to share some of our personal experiences and what has worked for us that might help you out too. Some things that we learned in basic obedience class, we still practice and use all the time. Leave it is one of those things. It's an extremely important skill that we still practice every day. It is a skill that all dogs need, as there are so many situations that you might not want your dog to be in, and a simple leave it should get them out of it. An example of this would be like if there's something on the ground that you don't want them to eat, or if there's children or another dog and you want them to ignore them. We also had a bit of trouble with Apollo jumping on people, as I mentioned earlier, and we're told to try and have people hold a trash can lid in front of them to deter him. It actually worked. He hated the lid and did not want to jump on it and stopped jumping on people. We learned the major difference in the word off for the same reason. The word down is not the right command if you want him to stop jumping on you or you want them to get off of something. When you say down, you are confusing him with the command sit down and lay down. You should use the command off instead. It sets clear expectations for you what you want each time you say it. If your guests are also saying down, make sure you correct them so you don't confuse your dog. Another thing we learned is that he needs to wait to go outside or until I give the okay. That prevents him from running outside in any danger that could happen. One thing that has really worked is not overusing his name. I was told by Amanda in basic obedience to use his nickname in most situations while we play and in general. Use his name when it matters and you need him to listen. Overusing his name and saying it a lot will lessen how much he listens to it and recalls with it. I have personally experienced this, and when I need something from him, I say his name and the command, and without fail, he listens every time. Finally, never end training on a bad note and always finish it with a win. If you're struggling to teach them something or they aren't listening, don't give up if tempers are high. Switch to something you know they can do and end with a win. Ending on a bad note can make them apprehensive to train next time. Ending with a win gives them something to look forward to for the next time you start training. All the information in this video comes from conversations with our dog trainer, Amanda Reichert from Bay City, the Dog Training 101 Step-by-Step Instructions for Raising a Well-Behaved Dog book, and the Canine Good Citizen information on the American Kennel Club website, and an article in the Daily Herald also about the Canine Good Citizen test. Thank you and goodbye.